if you are new here today, my name is Mildon and welcome back to the Magical Rainbow Alpaca. So today I'm going to be talking to you guys about 7 different books that changed my life dramatically. Like, once I read these books, my life was forever changed. My perspective will never go back to the way it used to be after reading every single one of these books. And I thought I would share these books with you guys just because of how much they impacted my life. So I do have some of these books right here beside me, but some of them I do not actually own. So for those ones I don't actually own, I will be putting a picture right up here for you to see. And yeah, let's get started with number 1. So the first book I'm going to talk about is a book that I actually own. I love this book. This book literally changed my life so much and changed how I viewed and perceived life. It's called The Path of Emotions by Dr. Synthia Andrews. This book really helps clear out a bunch of negative energy in my being, like in my aura. It helped me dig deeper into myself and find different places where I had been hurt and various things that I needed to heal deep within myself. As you can see with this book, I really dug deep into it. As you can see, all of the different, well, I don't know if you can see that, but I have various bookmarks. I have various bookmarks that I made to kind of save different quotes that really resonated with me in the book, and so I can turn back in future reference if I wanted to reflect back on the various quotes that I've saved.
Your device is off. Goodbye.
Bye-bye. The various quotes that I marked in this book. This book has a very esoteric perception of emotions. It really talks about how your emotions are very important. So you know how, like, in our modern day society, we are basically taught that emotions only hinder us and they get in the way. Most of us are taught to actually hide them away, suppress them, pretend they don't exist, or that having emotions makes us weak, whereas this book literally actually tells you and teaches you that embracing your emotion actually makes you a stronger person and a stronger soul altogether. Because embracing your emotions is so difficult and it can hurt. So when you are able to actually embrace all your emotions, that says you are a strong person because you're able to withstand all of your emotions. So this book actually teaches you that embracing your emotions is what makes you human. And that if you actually don't embrace your emotions and try to hide them away and try to suppress them, it actually just leads to depression, anxiety, and that's why we tend to develop all these mental illnesses in our mind. And that's also why we tend to feel disconnected. So yeah, this is a very intense book, but if you're looking to absolutely change how you perceive feelings, then this is the book for you, and this will teach you how to embrace your feelings. So the next book I'm going to talk about is You Are a Badass at Making Money by Sincero. So this book actually made my whole perception of money completely change. When you're trying to attract money, what is the first thing you think of? Well, I think for most people it would be that you should try to save money and you should try to figure out any way you can to cut costs so you can have more money. But this book actually taught me that that is counterproductive and that you should actually not do that, and that is the opposite of what you should do. What you should do in order to attract money is act like you already have it. And this book goes through various different ways how you can do this. And it teaches you all these different steps that you can incorporate into your life, which will help you attract more abundance into your life. I highly recommend this book. It completely changed my whole perception of money. It helped me get rid of all of these subconscious beliefs I had about money down within me that I didn't even realize were there. It's a really beneficial book if you're really trying to start attracting abundance into your life. And ever since I started reading this book, I've started having money start flowing into my life more freely than it used to. So highly recommend that book, go check it out. So the next book I'm going to talk about is called Chakra Awakening by Margaret and Lembo. When I started reading this book, I was at the beginning of my spiritual journey. Like literally I was just spiritually awakening at that point. And so at that time, I was wanting to learn all the different chakras, because at that point I didn't even know what all the chakras were called, and I was literally frustrated because I couldn't remember what they were all called, and I was like, I don't think I'll ever remember them all. But here I am, like 4 years later, and I literally can name them all and what they all basically are and what they're good for and what they all do. And yeah, this book talks about all the different chakras, and it actually goes into deep descriptions on what could be wrong in that chakra and how to fix it. So it talks about what an imbalanced chakra would look like. And it talks about all these different things and how people will act if they have imbalances in various chakras. And then it also talks about the positive attributes of a balanced chakra. Like it delves deep into what chakras are and what they do, but it also is good for someone who is just breaking into the esoteric genre of books. So it's really great for beginners, and this book actually helped me learn all 7 chakras. So the next book I got is The Soul Searcher's Handbook by Emma Mildon. This book has a special place in my heart because it really helped propel my spirituality, and it helped me find my purpose in life, because it talks about various aspects of life. It talks about your chakras, it talks about astrology, it talks about numerology, it talks about spirit guides, it talks about the Akashic records. So it's really beneficial for anyone who's just breaking into the new age genre or just started researching any esoteric topics. This book actually helped me find one of my paths in my life right now. Without this book, I wouldn't be where I am today. This book helped me find my passion for naturopathy, and now I am pursuing that because of this book. So I really, really recommend this book to anyone who is just getting into spirituality, new age, or is interested in anything esoteric. Definitely, please, 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 please check this out. You will not be disappointed. So the next one is The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz. I actually just finished reading this, and oh my god, it changed my whole perception of everything. Because I'm going to admit, recently in my life, I have been a very negative person. Things were not going how I wanted them to. I literally was starting to lose hope that I would ever get to where I want to be. And this book literally taught me on how to stop doing that. It really taught me how to shift my perception into only seeing positively. I know that might sound like bullshit. If I were you, I honestly would think that was bullshit too. But like just the way he words things, it really shifts your perception. It's really just like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes so much sense. And it literally is like a light switch going off in your head, and you're like, okay, bam, I'm gonna think like that now. And it literally changes your life. And I know that this is the way that we as humans are supposed to be thinking. It's literally like he teaches you how to get into the mentality for the law of attraction. Because if you stay in this mindset of how he talks about in this book, you will be able to manifest anything and everything you ever wanted, ever. This book is so amazing. I cannot recommend it enough. Please, 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 please check it out. You will not regret it. Such a good read, and you will be a completely different person. I basically lost all hope because everything fell apart. I wasn't sure if I was ever gonna pick back up the sticks, but after reading this book, I know that it is possible, and I'm going to go to better places than where I am now. And I am not the person that I am now, but I am the person who I'm going to be and who I'm meant to be. So the next book is called The Modern Guide to Witchcraft by Skye Alexander. This is the first book that I ever got of like a new age esoteric topic. I remember like 5 years ago when I was just breaking into spirituality and kind of like researching everything. I was researching like Satanism, Wicca, like I was researching paganism, like I was researching everything that was in New Age and like esoteric stuff. Like I was literally researching everything. When I went to chapters, this is the book that kind of caught my eye. It's really pretty looking, and I just have a thing for like books that I don't know that look like this, where they're like hard and you can knock on them. I don't know. That's just been a thing since I was like a little girl. Don't ask me why. That was like one of my favorite things to do at a bookstore, was to go to the books that had like hard covers and just look at the books like this and feel them and then just knock on them. Yeah, I'm a weirdo, I know, but whatever. This book really opened my mind to the spirituality world. I mean, yes, it's mostly about Wicca and witches and like that kind of stuff, and I don't really 100% resonate with this book anymore, but it talks about everything you could possibly need to know about witchcraft. It talks about like moon cycles, the various holidays in Wicca. It talks about different spells. A lot of the stuff in here is really good to know. It's like knowledge that is very beneficial if you are just breaking into the whole spirituality area in your life. I highly recommend this book, especially if you are into witchcraft or Wicca. I really think you'll like it. And she has like a whole series of where they all the books kind of look like this, and I basically have them all. There's one like of a grimoire. There's one that talks about all the holidays of the year in Wicca. There's a tarot book. There's a whole bunch of different books that also go along with this book, and they're all really nice. So lastly, I'm going to talk about the book The Universe Has Your Back by Gabrielle Bernstein. So the funny thing about this book for me is I had to read it at 2 different times because I didn't finish it all the first time I tried reading it. It's like I read half of it, and then 6 months later I got to finish the other half. So I don't know why, but that's just how it panned out. And it actually turned out that the beginning half of the book really went along with what I was learning in my life at that time, and then the second half was in correlation with what I was learning 6 months later at that time. And it's like, oh, if I would have read this when I originally started it, I would have known everything that I'm learning right now. So, but yeah, that book teaches you so much about the universe and how you just need to have faith in the universe. And I know that's easier said than done. Take it from me, it's taken a long time for me to get it to this point. But yes, this book teaches you why you should have faith in the universe and how the universe, it only wants the best for you, and how the universe will help you and guide you all the way through your life, and talks about how the universe has so much love for each and every one of us. Very well put together book, and Gabrielle Bernstein really talks about all her struggles that she had in life, and I mean, she doesn't put everything in it like she did in her other books, but you do get to know her a little bit, and you get to see the struggles that she got to kind of go through a little bit, and you really see where the universe has taken her from to where she is now, and she did that all because she had faith in the universe, and she talks about that, and it's really eye-opening. If you are struggling to trust the universe a little bit, which I know is a very hard concept to grasp, then definitely check that book out. There's also various other things which are very handy to know about the universe and will really benefit your spiritual growth. So yeah, definitely check it out. So those are all the books that I recommend for you guys to read, as they really benefited me and changed my life. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. And if you're not yet a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button down below. I would love for you to join the Baby Alpaca family. Last thing before I go, if you have any books that have changed your life completely, or if you have any books that have completely shifted your perception of life, please leave them in the comments down below. I would love to read your comments, and honestly, I am always open to reading more books and expanding my horizons of life. If you have a book that you've read and I haven't mentioned it, please leave it down below and I will probably check it out. And until next time, my baby alpacas, I love you all so much. Bye!